Hi everybody, just hoping you can hear me now. I've just been changing bitrate and bandwidth, so we're going to just see if this is going to help with the stopping and starting today. Ornithogalum dubium, thank you Pauline, I'll have a look. Oh, keeps bumping up. Hello everybody. Okay, let's go back to Seb, let's see if it works better.
Welcome back, everyone. I didn't know sound was back and that I was live. I was just trying to find a new position for the vehicle because I'm facing the sun and it's not great when I have to look at the camera. It's really hurting my eyes. Anyway, folks, I don't know how much you got of that. I was explaining you a few things about termites, their social organization, how they live, what do they live from. I was going to explain you what kind of predation they get, who are the predators, and how do they live, how do they keep a constant temperature inside the termite mound, which is really important for them, which is through a ventilation system or cooling system. Becky is probably now zooming in on those holes. And basically, that's what I was trying to explain to you earlier on, but I don't know, due to the stream, I don't know how much you got. If you didn't get much, then we'll have to redo it. I hope you got the fact that we saw a puff adder just before going live, and that puff adder went straight into the termite mound. Some animals live inside termite mounds, like snakes and mongoose, and then old termite mounds are most of the time occupied by warthogs or hyenas. Hyenas also use termite mounds to make a den, and warthogs would make a burrow inside the den. Anyway, Bucky is zooming in probably now on those holes, and this is what creates or helps the termites to keep a constant temperature inside the mound. Because obviously, in summer or in winter, temperatures fluctuate a lot, and it would be either freezing cold inside the mound, or it would be either too hot inside the mound. So they came up with a system which is basically creating tunnels inside the mound, like you can see now. And through those tunnels, the wind, when the wind is blowing, or just the air from outside, would go inside the termite mound, on one side of the termite mound, and then would go outside on the other side, would leave the termite mound on the other side. And that creates a fresh breeze going through the termite mound, through all those different tunnels that the workers create. And that's what helps to keep a constant temperature. Main predators on termites, you get the aardwolf, mainly lives on termites, pangolins, and the matabele ants as well. They are main predators here in Africa. Well, not main, but like one of their enemies, eternal enemies, matabele ants and termites. Matabele ants are around maybe 1.5 centimeters, 2 centimeters big, and they're in community, and they would just attack a termite mound and fight with the soldiers. Sorry, the soldiers defend the termite mound, and they wouldn't kill all of them. They wouldn't kill all of the termites because you get a few millions of termites inside the termite mound. But they will kill enough of them to get enough food and bring all those dead termites back to their nest, back to the ant nest, and they would feed on all those termites. Interesting fact about matabele ants and termites is how they actually kill the termites. And matabele ants can deliver quite a very painful sting. What they do when a termite soldier try to defend the mound, then matabele ant would grab the pinches of the soldier, and they would sting in what could probably be the most sensitive and the most painful part of the termite of the soldier, and that would be inside the mouse. So they would, the soldier would arrive to protect the mound and open the pinchers ready to bite the Matabele ants, but the Matabele ants would grab those pinchers and sting each soldier inside the mouse, killing them almost straight away. So that's the technique they use to kill the soldiers. So yeah, folks, I don't know how much you got of what I was saying earlier on. Or you can let Mark know, and Mark will let me know through the radio, and maybe we can spend more time on another termite mound later on this afternoon. It's nice to know that we are 100% sure there is a puff adder in this one. All right, let's carry on. And I don't know, for those who couldn't hear the beginning of the drive, my name is Sebastian, and we've got Becky behind the camera this afternoon and Mark in funnel control. So if you've got any questions, you can send them to questions@djuma.com, and Mark will forward them to me by radio. All right. Got a good feeling for this afternoon, folks. Well, it started well with a puff adder. Becky recorded it, so tomorrow I'll post a quick diary about it, and you'll see what happened just before we went live. Yeah, I got a good feeling for this afternoon. I'm glad that we're back on drive as well, even though it is interesting what Mark was doing yesterday, to just spend some time around the dam, around quarantine. Actually, he saw two of the big five just by standing a few hundred meters away from the camp. That's quite amazing. For stations, I'm getting mobile on Western Gary. Any update for me, please? I've got a good feeling, but I just need to find now where to go, or where. It's one thing to have a good feeling, but well, I guess I should just go where the wind takes me, right? right. I have to have a look at that after drive, Mark. For just something I need to let you know, folks. Unfortunately, Mark had to lower down a little bit the bit rate, so that explains why the quality of the picture is not that great. And the reason why he had to do that is simply because the stream wasn't strong enough to broadcast with the same bitrate that we were broadcasting on this morning or the previous day. It seems like the stream is not that strong this afternoon. Pete is working on it and he's helping Mark with Wirecast, and that's why Mark had to lower, just to put the bitrate a little bit down, lower it down, and that's why the quality is not that great. Sorry about that, but it's either good quality picture, but it's gonna stop and restart every 2-3 seconds, or it's a less good quality picture but with a better stream, with a better flow. At least you can see me with no interruption and you can understand or hear what I'm saying correctly. Well, I hope you do. Bless you. Well, you did fail at that. Ricky trying to hold in a sneeze, and it turned out that it sounded more like an elephant. Elephant trumpeting. For those who missed the Hyenas the other evening, 2 days ago, very nice, spent a very nice time with Hyenas at the Hyena Den. And for those of you who missed it, just for your info, I've made a diary today and I've posted it on Djuma Facebook profile and also on my own public profile. So 2 minutes, around almost 3 minutes long, and with a bit of music will give you an idea of what happened 2 nights ago. Great experience for everyone, Vicky and I and Mark, and for all of the ones of you who are watching. very hot today, guys. Very nice day out there. Proper spring day. And then last night was quite warm, and this morning as well. Hopefully we're done with cold temperatures. Hopefully. Very pretty termite mound there. I was just telling you about different kind of termite you get, or different kind of termite mounds you get. See, this one is same kind of termites than the ones we were looking at earlier on, just different shape, and very active. You can clearly see the holes I was talking about, the different tunnels. And you can see how some trees have also grown through the termite mound. That's the nice thing about it. Who was there first, the termite mound or the trees? And most of the time the termite mound was here first. Termites get nutrients from underground, bring nutrients from underground back to the surface of the soil, and that helps trees to grow faster and better, and that's why you usually find good plants or good healthy trees growing on a termite mound. All right. Mark, can you radio me from? No, it's fine. I'm just checking. I'm just wondering if the radio was working. Seems like the radio are working much better now since Mark worked a little bit on the on the area, on the antenna by FC. Seems like it covers a much better range now. Little bit of break. All right, we're back. think we lost you there, guys, for a few minutes. Sorry. I think it's signal breakup. Just before. Just want to show you something quickly. If you like spiders, or if you don't like spiders, this would be your nightmare probably in your bed. If you like spiders, then you would probably enjoy to have one of those nests in one of your trees in your garden. Those are called communal spiders. And in a big nest you can get up to a few hundreds of small tiny spiders in one nest. And they live in community. And as you can see, they make the nest from leaves and twigs, and the one in the foreground is pretty much the size that you usually, maximum size that you get. I've seen some a little bit bigger than that. And that tree's got quite a few nests actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I see like 5, 6 with the one at the top. And yeah, they're not bad. They're not like very venomous spiders. But I wouldn't put my hand in that nest. Communal spiders. Always worth stopping and having a quick look at. So just before we lost you earlier on, I was saying if one day you come to Africa, from what I was telling you earlier on and showing you earlier on, always remember one thing: never stick your hand inside a termite mound hole, or even don't really walk around the termite mound without giving it a proper look first from the car, because there might be a warthog in the termite mound or something else, big snakes, and you might encounter or might have a bad encounter. So be careful with termite mounds if you come to Africa. Carol, good afternoon to you, Carol. Welcome on board. Sorry, Sarah. Is it Sarah or Carol? Ah, Sarah. Good afternoon, Sarah. Welcome on board. Sarah wants to know what kind of tree the communal spiders use to make their nest. I think I've seen them in different kind of trees. Round leaf, teak. I've seen them on. Let me think. I don't think they've got like a particular species of trees that they use to make their nest, but they obviously don't use big trees, like shrubs, small trees, round leaf ticks, buffalo thorn, maybe knob thorn. Yeah. Termite mound afternoon. Just want to show you quickly this one. Come back on what I was saying earlier on. You see this one's got no holes. You might think why? Is it abandoned or it's just because now it's once again to keep a constant temperature inside. If the outside air is too warm or too cold, they might either create some tunnels or they might also block the termite mound. Like this one, for example, is completely blocked and there is no air going through. And that's because inside the termite mound the temperature is constant and it doesn't need any airflow through it. And if it starts getting too hot inside the termite mound, then the workers will start working on it and create some tunnels to get some air going through the termite mound. And this one is very pointy as well. Good afternoon, Viviane, and welcome on board. I hope you enjoyed the last few dives with us. Viviane wants to know if the termites have a sting bite or not at all. No, they don't, Viviane. The soldiers can inflict quite a powerful bite. It's just a bite. It's not a sting. It's not a sting. It's just a bite with their pinches, mandibulus. Some ants can sting you very badly, like the matabele ants, actually, the ones I was talking about earlier on, the enemies of the termites here in southern Africa. But termites don't, no, they don't have a sting, they just bite. Sorry? Can you get him on camera from there? Let me reverse a bit for you. Got the hammer cup. Is that fine, yeah? Hammer cup. Drinking. You can see the head it's got a hammer shape. That's why it's called hammer cup. Cup in Afrikaans is head, like a cup, copy. Hammer head, hammer cup. bright, yeah. Yeah, the sun is still very strong, folks. It's very bright. Just one little thing, Becky, because Mark wrote down the beach light. It doesn't work when I'm driving at least. Just stay on me because the quality of the picture is not good enough. Yeah. Oh yeah, I see, yeah. Oh, what happened there? Shame. Got a guinea fowl hanging from a tree. Maybe some zoomies have actually spotted it and zoomed on it earlier on. I don't know. Looks like. Right. Okay. Alright, Mark is just informing me that there was a lot of talk about it this morning, and there was apparently 3 giant eagle owls last night. Shame. Hanging by the wing. Good afternoon, Doug. Doug. Mark? Doug. Good afternoon to you, Doug. Doug wants to know if owls usually attack guinea fowls. Yes, they do, and it's been recorded last night on camera. Sorry, Becky. Is that fine? Okay. So, they are not their main enemy or predator. During the day, different species of eagles would attack guinea fowls. That's why they always keep an eye when they're feeding on the ground. They always keep an eye in the air to make sure that there is not an eagle coming to attack them. And at night they sleep in trees to avoid or to escape predations. It's safer for them to be in a tree, but obviously then they're still subjected to predation. And what's that? What?
Ow.
Oh wow, well spotted, Becky. Giant eagle owl right in front of us. Pretty. Sure, that's pretty. There might be a couple more because apparently there were 3 spotted last night. So here we go, Doug. That's the guinea fowl nocturnal enemy. Eagles or raptors don't fly at night, but owls do. So during the day, they have to be careful of raptors, and during the night, they have to be careful of owls. And that's for aerial predators. Then, of course, they get also predators on the ground, leopards and snakes and what else? Jackals. And I think that eagle owl is standing there and knows very well that guinea fowl is hanging in that tree. And if the zoomies keep an eye, I'm sure they will get some actions later on when it starts getting dark. Wow, very nice shot, Becky. It's not common to see a giant eagle owl like this during daylight, standing in quite an open part of the tree as well. So, sure guys, that's great. Looks like it's sleeping. That's what they do usually during the day. They sleep. 100% nocturnal birds. Look at the difference with eagles or raptors. Their feet are covered with feathers as well. Ricky can show you the feet. You see they've got feathery feet. There you go. Where raptors' feet are usually naked, scaly. Quite an impressive owl. It's the biggest owl we get here in southern Africa, and it's as big as some species of eagles, of raptors. Maybe we can have a quick look at it on the book here. It's always nice to see what the book shows you, to have a look at the identification in the book when you've got the species right in front of you. That's this one, giant eagle owl, or Vero's eagle owl. Bubo lacteus. You can see the red or the pink eyelid, overall grey color, feathery feet, long tail. And if we get back to him now, then we can clearly see the pink eyelid, which is really nice. I've actually never seen a giant eagle owl so well during daylight. Usually see them very briefly at night. That's not the same. Owls mean a lot in the African culture. In most of African countries, most of the African people don't like owls. They kind of represent death or bad luck. And lots of countries in Africa think that when you're at home and you've got an owl sitting on your roof at night calling, that means someone inside your house is going to die very soon. It's a bad omen for them. They don't like. When I was in Cameroon, I used to. Well, I rescued an owl. Don't really remember what species it was now, but I rescued an owl, and had some friends, black people friends, and there was no way they would touch it. Or we're all studying the same thing. We're all studying wildlife conservation. We're all passionate, but for them to touch an owl or even to feed an owl was wrong, and they couldn't understand that I had it in my house. It's a bad omen. And they've got quite a scary call if you think about it. At night, it's kind of give you a bit of goosebump. Their call. I've heard from black people saying that how did that guy put it to me one day? That was nice. Something like, at night they fly as silently and they capture their prey as death. He was basically making a comparison on an owl and death, like when death comes to get you. And it was something like they fly so silently and grab their prey before the prey even knows about it, and same as death would come and just in silence, silently in your bed will grab you and take you away from life. Alright, I'm sure the zoomies will they should keep an eye on that guinea-fowl, and I don't know if they can see the owl from the camera, probably not, but if you keep an eye on it, or at least on the guinea-fowl, I'm sure that owl will come close to it later on and probably grab it and eat it. Okay, let's carry on. Baboons tried to break into our kitchen again this afternoon. Don't know where they are now. But I was in my room and I heard Becky running outside her room. And they were trying to break into the kitchen and trying to break into her room actually, through the window. Naughty buggers. What's his name? Geronimo. Geronimo the Gnu. How you doing, Geronimo? Or Willy the Gnu, or I don't remember what name you guys gave him. George the Gnu. A few impalas as well, a little bit further on in the bush. I was reading an interesting book this morning about why some animals are called like this and why some are called like that, and why do we call a wildebeest a gnu. And I think it's the Zulu name or one of African languages name, maybe Swahili, I don't remember, and they basically call it gnu because this is how it sounds, the call, when they call. So that's why they call it a gnu. trying to remember all the names that I read. I was really curious about Hyena, but in that book they couldn't give an origin of the name Hyena. Giraffe was from a name sounding close to giraffe. Xylarif, I think it was Xyraphus maybe, which means the one who walks swiftly. Very interesting. The one who walks swiftly in one of the African languages. And then it went from Xyref whatever to giraffe. Alright, let's carry on. Busy grazing. Sun is going down. The light is getting better and better. This is when you want to bump into something nice sighting, because this is the best time of the day now for nice pictures.
Maybe 300 or 400 more. Pick on them. You're right, you know them.
Dave from Connecticut, good afternoon to you. Dave wants to know if an owl can turn its head all the way around. No, Dave, they turn it more than 180 degrees on one side or another side, but they can't do a 360 degree spin. Imagine, that would be nice. Even 180 is not bad, eh? You can see what's happening behind them. Sorry guys, sorry. Got some bush chicken on the road. Requested Franklin, get out of the road. Is the stream working better now, Mark? Yeah. Janina, good afternoon to you. Well, we left the owl now, but we just got your question. Janina is saying that why does the owl have one leg bigger than the other one? I didn't see that, Janina, to be honest. Maybe it was the position he was standing, you know, position he was resting in. That's why maybe one leg looked a bit bigger than the other one. I didn't even notice that, but it's either the position or maybe feathers on one leg were a little bit more fluffy than on the other one. No particular reason. It shouldn't be. You shouldn't have one leg bigger than the other one. It must be something odd, that position or feather, or unless he's hurt and he's got an infection and he's got a swollen leg. That's also possible. Could have hurt himself. Should have said it's because it stays on one leg for 6 hours and on one leg for 6 hours, and then 6 hours on one leg and then swaps around, and 6 hours on the other leg. And that's why one leg is bigger than the other one. Would you have believed that, Janina, if I said that? You've got a great hiker, yeah? I hope she's not gonna run away. No, don't move. Stay here. Yeah. Looks exactly like the one we've got at camp. We've got one living at camp at the moment, or like really close. And we see him every day. Nice little horns he's got. Oh no, close. Oh yeah, Becky can zoom in very nicely. You can see the glands on the face, and that's the glands they use to deposit sands, mark their territory on branches. They rub their. That's why sometimes you see them rubbing their faces on twigs and branches. This is one of the ways they mark their territory. You wonder what gave him such a sudden fright. None of us was moving. Unless there is a leopard on the other side of the car. Doesn't look like it. I wished. Alright. Hi, Sarah. Sarah wants to know if what are the different ways to identify leopards, colors, or what can we use to identify them? Well, usually, Sarah, we use markings. Each leopard's got different markings. Like Mishu's got that Y, and Carola's got that wow on their forehead, like W-O-W. Some leopards have very distinctive markings like that we can use. The color not really, because they tend to change, as they grow up, so you can't really use the color as a factor. But the markings definitely, and then different things like scars, or like in Djuma, missing the tip of his tail is one thing. If you see a leopard and you can't see the white tip at the tip of its tail, then you can start thinking, okay, that might be in Djuma, because you know that in Djuma is missing the tip of his tail. So there are a few things like that you can use. Just thinking what else. Ears, some of them might have like scars on their ears when they're getting old. So you can use that as well. Scars in a general way. I mean, Safari's got a pierced eye, and she's blind from one eye, so that's one thing. I mean, when we bump into a blind leopard around here, we know that it's Safari. Can't really use, you were asking in your question if you can use the skin of the neck. You can't really use that because it's going to also change. Big male leopard, adult, old, have quite a lot of skin around their neck or hanging below their neck. And when they're young, they don't have that. Mission in Djuma, for example, don't have that yet, but they'll have it in a few years. So yeah, that's looking at the markings on their face, but like trying to have different markings, maybe one on each side and one, so that if you see it from profile, straight away you can recognize which leopard it is. So trying to find symbols from the markings on their faces is the main thing that we're using to identify them. All the squirrels up there grooming each other. Well, they were grooming each other. Now it's got only two. There were like three of them grooming each other. There we go. Beautiful jackalberry is standing in. Lots of shade. Lovely tree for leopards. the third one's gone. There were three just as we approached. There were so three exactly where they are now, grooming each other. All right. Same bird that we saw earlier on at Garidam, Hammerkop, but now on a hippo back, using the hippo as a perch to be able to fish in the middle of the dam. So this hippo's got quite a few speckers on his back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Can count 7 speckers on his back. He's a dirty, dirty hippo. Look at that. Feeling in the hippo's nostrils. I don't know if they don't mind that. Must be quite ticklish in there. It's actually not his nostril. Sorry, I thought it was by the hippo's nostril, but it's just before the nostrils. Alright, let's get going. Getting into that time of the day where predators start getting active. Cats, it's not too hot anymore. So let's drive Let's bumble around. What's up? What's up, people? How's it? Good, and you? Yeah. Anything so far? Yeah. Quiet, quiet. Yeah, quiet on my side as well, eh? Not much. Nah. Nah, nothing. Nothing yet. Alright, good luck. See you later. Enjoy your drive. Corrugation is so bad on this road, some parts of it. Fine, I didn't copy you. Oh, okay. impalas and zebras grazing on the fire break. Fresh pasture. Good afternoon, Malaz. So this is what we call a harem of impalas and a dazzle of zebras. Did you guys know that? A journey of giraffe, a pod of hippos. What else? A crash of rhinos, a coalition of cheetahs, a pride of lions, a colony of seals. We get a lot of seals here in Saint-Vicent as well in the dam, and they live in colonies. Colony of seals, Cape fur seals. Every morning, get them on chilling on the bank of the dam. I don't know if the zoomies can see them. If you haven't, then look more carefully. I'm joking, of course. No seals, yeah. So yeah, harem of impalas. See the few males, females, youngsters, and that's what we call a harem. If it would be only males, then it would be called a bachelor group. Teenagers, or young males, are kicked out of the harem and they form what we call bachelor groups. They seem to be enjoying that new grass growing from after the fire. That new grass growing straight after a fire is always more palatable and more rich in nutrients, more fresh, and that's why herbivores like to be grazing on fire breaks. Just not straight after a fire, of course, like maybe a couple of weeks after or a few weeks later, once the grass is growing again. Once the grass is back. The light is really nice once again. This is when you want to have a leopard now, stalking. Because that light would be just amazing on a leopard fur. On a few drives ago, I was talking about metatarsal glands on impalas. Maybe what I'll do is I'll drive just a little bit further on so we can get closer to them. They've moved away a little bit. And then Becky can zoom in on those metatarsal, what we call metatarsal glands, which are at the bottom of their legs, back legs. From here she should be able to get a nice close-up. Yeah, here we go. So you see those black patches at the back, at the bottom of their back legs? That's what we call metatarsal glands. And I was explaining a few drives ago that when they basically get spooked and explode, and the harem will explode into many directions. Every individual will go into different directions, and that's why sometimes you see impalas doing big jumps. You can jump up to 3 meters in length and up to 9 meters in the air, and you'll see them when they jump in the air, they tend to kick their back legs. They give a kick, and by giving a kick, some secretion comes out of those glands, metatarsal glands, and gets deposited on the vegetation, and that's how they can kind of follow each other. Even though they explode into different directions, thanks to those glands, they can then find again each other and get reunited again. Got a nice harem we've got here. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. I can't count all of them, but I think we've got like a good between 40 and 50 impalas in front of us. Might be different groups being together. It might not be just one harem. Could be maybe 2 or 3 groups, families joining, and meeting on the fire break. All right, let's move on. People were telling Mark yesterday that they couldn't hear me when I was talking about the bark the other day. So this is not the same tree, but I'll just show you quickly again what I was trying to tell you. But the sound was bad a couple of drives ago, so you couldn't hear me. I don't know if you can hear me from here, if I'm shouting maybe. This is made by elephants, and they use their tusks basically to dig into the bark, to get the bark off. You can see here. This is old, obviously. It's been done like long ago compared to the one I was showing you the other day, which was really, really fresh. If it was fresh, it would be red. And elephants are basically looking for what's inside the bark, which is called the cambium. And the cambium carries the nutrients from the roots to the leaves of the trees, so it's very rich in nutrients, and that's what the elephants are after. And this is that stuff that I'm breaking off now, which is black at the moment because it's old and dry, but it should be red. When it's fresh, it's red. It's got a reddish color, and that's why you get elephant tusks. Sometimes are red, or their mouth or their trunk. It's got some red spots on them or red marks. That's from digging their tusk inside the bark to rip it off and then get access to the cambium. Yeah. And it looks like it's bad for the tree. It is bad for the tree, but I won't kill it. Most of the trees are used to it. And if the elephant doesn't do it all the way around the tree and take most of the bark out, then the tree will be fine. The one I was showing you a few days ago was nice because it was actually a long strip of bark that elephant ripped off. In this case, he still got a big part. See all of this? But it won't kill the tree. That tree is still alive, and it needs much more than that to die. I think this is a Tambuti, if I'm not wrong. Is it a marula? Really? Oh, my bad. Sure. You usually know what a marula looks like. The bark confused me. Really interesting, something really interesting actually about the bark of the marula tree. This little thing, if you get if you get stung by an insect, or if you get rash by caterpillars, then you can take a small piece of bark like this of the marula tree, and the inside of the bark, so that's that stuff here, is it's got some pharmacopy effects, or how would you call it? Would help you basically to get rid or to cure an insect sting or a rash from a caterpillar. And what would you do is you just put it on your skin like this. Let's say you get stung on your arm, then you put it on your skin and you put a bandage around it, and you leave it for a few hours, and it would relieve the pain thanks to the inside. It's got some, I'm looking for the right word in English. I think it's antihistamine. Antihistamine, yeah. Thanks, Becky. Antihistamine. The marula tree, very, very interesting tree in the African culture as well. Scientific name, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, Sclerocaria birea. And Sclerocaria meaning in Latin hard nuts, and that's because in summer, when you get the fruits got seeds, and each seed's got 2 or 3 nuts, and those nuts have got a very hard shell, and to break into the nut it's really difficult. You need a special tool. Squirrels are good at it, but it's a very, very strong shell. And what you get inside the nut, once you get inside the nut, you can eat it. It's rich in oil. It's got more than 56% of oil, and it used to be used in the old days as a preservative. People used to use marula nuts to extract oil from the marula nuts, and then use that oil to conserve meat for more than 6 weeks. So that's one thing you can use from the marula. You can also make a beer from the fruit, marula beer, very refreshing drink, not too strong, not too much alcohol inside the beer. You can also make a jelly. You can also make jam from the fruits. And if you make a decoction from the bark and the leaves, the black people used to, or they use a decoction from the bark and the leaves to cure diarrhea or runny tummies. And it's been said that there is also inside the bark, you've got some proteins that can help to cure malaria. So it can be used as an anti-malaria product as well. So lots of medicinal uses in that tree. Elephants love it. They love the fruit. In summer, you usually find lots of elephants around under the marula trees eating the fruits. Just thinking what else is interesting about that tree. I think I've said pretty much everything I know about it. Yeah. Marula, Sclerocarya birea. And birea is for the name it's called in Senegal, which is beer, B-I-R-R. It's not beer, the drink, it's B-I-R-R. And that's in Senegalese how they call the tree, beer, a local name for it. Here we call it marula, and in Senegal they call it beer, so the Latin name is Sclerocarya birea. So yeah, lots of interesting facts about that tree, from the bark to the leaves. I'm sure there is something about the roots as well. I can't really remember now, but I'm sure you can use the roots as well for medicinal uses. I'll have to read up. Yeah, very interesting tree. All right. Actually, this is what a marula nut looks like. See? Very hard shell. Sorry, I must not do that actually because I tend to forget the mic is right under it, so it's going boom, boom in your ears. But it's a very hard shell, and each shell's got 2 holes. I thought there were 3, but maybe mistaking, it's 2. And that's what squirrels break. This is supposed to be closed. Those 2 holes are supposed to be closed. But this is the only way you can get inside the nut is by breaking the shell through those 2 holes, and that's what squirrels do. They've got a very good technique to do that, and then that helps them to access what's inside the nut, which is what I was saying. It's very good. Humans, you can eat it as a human. It tastes really nice, and I was saying it's very rich in oil, and people used to extract oil from those nuts and use it as a preservative to conserve meat. And also, when I was in the North Kruger, I think the Tswana people, yeah, it was the Tswana people, if I remember well, or maybe the Shangan probably do it as well. You can make necklaces from the nut, and basically what they do is, once the nut is pierced like these 2 are, you can just put them on a string, and then basically wear like maybe you put like 6-7 marula nuts like this on a string, pierce the holes from one side to another one, put the string going through, same here, put another string, and then you can have like a nice, then you can paint them or polish them, make them look really nice, and then you can have like a very nice necklace, a marula nut necklace, which is a cute present for women actually. Women wear them more than men. So boys like to offer marula necklaces to their girlfriends in Botswana and North Kruger and probably in Zimbabwe as well. All right. why I got confused. Because I can see this one is a marula, like no hesitation. And I don't know why this one, just the bark, which is, I mean, you can't get wrong with a marula. The bark really looks like it's almost like not a crocodile skin, but I don't know how to explain. It's the bark is really typical of the marula, and I don't know why. I just got confused and thought that it was a Tambuti for a sec. Yeah, Mark says maybe because it's a tall big male. Oh, that's the one thing I forgot to tell you. Another interesting thing about the marula. In the Shangal culture, that tree is a symbol of fertility. And if a woman is pregnant and wants to have a boy, I think the husband has got to take the bark of a marula male tree and yes, that's the, yeah, make takes the bark, soak it in water, and then the woman's got to take a bath in that water, and it would give a baby boy. And the same thing for a female tree. If you want a baby girl, then you'll have to do it. I think it was Patrick who used to tell me that, if I remember well. But I'll have to make sure of that, because this is what I used to hear from Patrick when he was on drive, and it was long ago, so I'm not 100% sure. Maybe I could send him an email and he can refresh my memory. But what I was reading the other day, and that's I'm sure of, is in the Shangan culture, if a couple goes into dispute and has got a disagreement and they fight, then what they will do is they will tie, like the village would tie them around a marula tree. So husband and wife or boyfriend and girlfriend would tie them around the marula tree, and that would, for a few hours, the fact of being tied around the marula tree would make them not fighting anymore and back to loving each other again. So this is another interesting thing about the marula tree. The tree of fertility, the tree which solves disputes in a couple. The fruit also is, you see, things just keep on coming back in my mind as I'm talking about it. Sorry. The fruit is very high in vitamin C as well. This is what I remember now. It's got 2 to 4 times more vitamin C than what an orange contains. So that tells you how much vitamin C it's got. Alright, I think that's all I know about the marula now. I've shown it all out there. Here for a while. tiny tracks, genet tracks, but there was something bigger. I think it was Hyena tracks and genet tracks being like that big. It's like a cat track, but it's like as big as your pinky, so easy to identify. Wow, thanks, Dr. Rita. That's quite interesting. Dr. Rita is saying that archaeological sites have shown that the Maula has been used for as long as 10,000 years DC. So that's quite impressive. That shows how the Maula has been part of the lives of African people for a very long time. Thank you for that, Dr. Rita. We've got a doctor on board, guys, so we're good, we're safe. I like when I have a doctor on board. It's like when you have a doctor on a plane or in a train, you feel a bit safer. All right, where? Left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. Vicky? Left. Bumbling around, bumbling around. It's getting chilly. treehouse dam in front of us. Quiet, very quiet treehouse. Just stop here for a bit and listen. Very arty, Becky. Alright, not much happening around Treehouse Dam. course, Viviane, I can. But that's funny because, so you were not on drive 2 days ago. Oh, when was it? I think it was 2 days ago when I... Welcome on board, Viviane. 2 days ago I showed the tracks of hyenas and cheetahs, especially for you, because when Mark was on drive, I remember you sending an email about this, and I thought, okay, it's fine, I'll show it to you, Viviane, on my next drive so that you can see the difference between the hyena track and cheetah track. And I did it, I think 3 drives ago, but maybe you were not on board that day. It's fine, let's do it again. If you guys remember, a few days ago I did a quick track quiz, and it was a hyena track, and few people came up with cheetah track. So Viviane wants to see the difference between cheetah track and hyena track. So let me look for it for you, and I'm going to show you on the book. All right. So, I've done this page. It's getting dark. Here we go. Viviane, and for those of you who missed it, here you've got the cheetah track. This one and this one. So, as you can see, cheetah track here and spotted hyena track up here. So you see the shape of the spotted hyena track being much more rounder. And look at the toes. First of all, everything is close to the pad, so you've got the back pad here, alright, and then the toes of the spotted hyena are close to the pad, where for the cheetah, you've got the pad, and you've got a big space between the toes. And then if you look at the shape of the toes themselves, for the spotted hyena, it's like in a moon shape, half of a moon, or a bean. It's like a bean shape, those 2 toes here. You get the claws on both of them, cheetah and hyenas, but the general shape of the hyena track is much rounder. Everything is close to each other. The toes and the pad are close to each other, and the pad's got a big head, or forming like a little mountain, where for the cheetah it's flat. See, the pad is like cut at the top. It's not pointy like for the hyena. So here we go, Viviane. Those are the main differences between cheetah track and hyena track. Cool. thinking Hyena Den, guys. What do you think? Maybe worth to go and check it out again, see if our friends are there. I had a good feeling. Well, it's not a bad drive. It's never a bad drive. It's always good to be out there anyway, even if you don't see the big five. And I hope you learned a few things about termites and marulas and communal spiders. And we'll go now and check out the Hyena Den quickly, see if our friends are there. It'd be nice to spend a bit of time with them. Good evening, Dr. Rita again. Welcome back. Dr. Rita wants to know what kind of languages, what language do we speak here? What is the local language? Because you know South Africa has got few different languages. If I'm not mistaken, Mark, I think there are 9, that's right. 9 languages and I think 11 provinces, is that right? Sure, 14. Mark thinks there might be 14 official languages. Well, Dr. Rita, the one the local people speak here is called Shangaan, S-H-A-N-G-A-A-N. And that's what the people speak around here, or that's what we use on the radio as well for animals. We call animals with by their Shangaan name. I'll try to name you all the other languages. Obviously, you've got Afrikaans, you've got Xhosa, which is what they speak in the Western Cape around Cape Town. You've got Zulu, obviously, then you've got Tswana, you've got Shangaan, Swazi, which is what they speak in Swaziland, but also in South Africa, around Swaziland. You've got Ndebele. You've got English. I've said Tswana. Tswana is what the people in Botswana speak. Makes sense. And the northern part of South Africa speak also Tswana, on the close to the border with Botswana. Yeah. How many is that? Zulu, English, Tswana, Shangaan, Afrikaans, Swazi. Oh, Sesotho, I forgot about Sesotho, which is what they speak in Lesotho. So the language is called Sesotho. And that's also one of the local languages here in South Africa. So 7, I think I'm on 7, missing maybe 2. Zulu, 8, I didn't say. I think it's around 9, man. I think it's 9 languages and 11 provinces from what I remember. So here we go. I hope I answered your question, Dr. Rita. Provinces being, let's try to name the provinces now. Western Cape, Gauteng. No, that's okay, Marco. Western Cape, Gauteng, Mpumalanga, Limpopo, Eastern Cape, Northern Cape, Western Northern Cape, Western Province. KwaZulu Natal, Free State, that's 9. I'm missing 2, I'm sure I'm missing 2 provinces. Unless it's 11 languages and 9 provinces. That's the numbers of 9 and 11, I'm just not sure which one is the languages and which one is the provinces. Cape Town, we've got Western Cape, then we've got Northern Cape, and we've got Western Province, I think. Oh, look at the bush baby here. Hello, little one. You have to zoom in on him quickly, because he's gonna jump. He's tiny. There, right there. Can you see him? Yeah. Here we go. Oh, on the road. Oh wow, that was excellent. I don't know if the camera got that, probably not. But he was jumping on the road like a kangaroo, and then he just jumped in that tree. Can't see him right now. Can you see? Oh yes, up there. Jumping from branches to branches. Up, he's gone in the other tree. He's there. He's on the trunk there. Bush baby. They're called bush babies because of obviously first where they live, in the bush, and baby because their call sounds like a baby crying. Going down, Becky. Oh. I think he's on the other side of the trunk now. Oh, there you go, up. There he is, I still see him. So yeah, their call really sounds like a baby crying. very particular way to mark their territories, bush babies. They use their hands. So they pee on their hands, and then from walking on the different branches, that's how they just deposit their scents. That's how they mark their territory. I've lost him. You still see him? No. God. All right. Wish I could see his track, but not easy on a road like this. Sand is, ground is quite hard. Nice smell of potato bush. That's what you guys are missing out there. Smell. I wish you could have the smells. Maybe one day we'll find a way to bring that smell to you. Here they are. Hello, guys. Hello, little ones. Do you remember us? Two of them drinking, so Mom is like, no, step away. The crowd is circling. Good evening, Peggy. Peggy wants to know if anyone has seen Floppy here, the female Hyena, recently. I don't know, Peggy. I personally didn't. I haven't seen her for a while. I'll have to talk to the other guides, the Djuma guides, see if they... oh, you're gonna get a slap in your face. Don't you see she's busy already? For the front tire.
Yeah.
Can't put the light there though. She's resting in quite a funny position, this one. Look at her back leg. You would think it's not really comfy. Still by the front tire, Becky. You guys have a fright there. I heard a head hitting a bull bar again. Huh? one. Got a lot of communication going on there. What you guys doing to the tire?
Meaning back in 3, car park.
You're leaking the tire.
Gas station again. I'm just Vara shop. Okay.
Don't be naughty. I like the way they look at the camera. This is not food. Can't eat that. What's going on over there? Sorry guys, you probably, I don't know if you could hear me because I was on the other side helping Becky with the light. Sorry Becky?
There's one right behind you.
There's one behind. I won't be able to put the light there though. Huh? Becky's saying this one was at the back chewing the rope that we've got around our spare tire. We use a rope to tie that spare tire at the back of Ganda, and there's a piece of rope which usually hangs down, and apparently he was busy chewing it. I want to go over there and see what's happening on the other side of the den quickly. Alright. This kind of subdominance behavior, guys. You see the little one is being dominated by bigger ones. There's a brand new baby. Look at this. That's a brand new baby. Oh my word. Look at that. He's like a few days old, folks. So there's a brand new litter of pups in the den. We've got some new pups in the den. That's good to know. Which explains maybe why there was so much activity and so many hyenas around the den recently. Oh. You see, when they're that age, you see they're completely black. They've got no spots yet. That shows how young they are. They're like a few days, maybe a week, couple of weeks old, maybe. Sorry? Becky's saying there's a hyena biting the back tire.
You feel that?
Ja, dat van hem.
Yeah.
She's carrying him. Sorry, Becky. She had him in. She was carrying him in her mouth, the baby one. Who's your baby? When they stop. Sorry, Mark. When do they stop? What? Oh, look how tiny he is. Looks like a big mouse. I'm surprised we only see one. Maybe the other ones are inside the den. Hello, little cutie. sure. That's a nice shot. He's quite brave, this little one, already for his age. Almost looks like he wants to come and check out the car. So you remember what I was telling you yesterday, that usually if two baby gets born, then one of the sibling might kill the other one for less competition, to have more chances. Check that, she came in through that hole and she's coming out through that one. And so maybe this one already killed their sister, you know. If it's a male and a female, they wouldn't kill each other. But if you get two females in the litter, then the strongest female will kill her sister. And maybe this one already killed her sister, just to make sure that she will be the dominant female. I think it was a question from Wendy. Good evening, Wendy. Yes, they are pretty much like dogs. They open their eyes to life pretty soon after birth, a few days later. Cute. Alright guys, as much as this is interesting, and I'd love to spend more time here. Wow. Big teeth. Very, very big teeth. I'm gonna have to say goodbye. We'll definitely come back. Maybe tomorrow morning Mark will come and have a look, or otherwise maybe tomorrow night. It's nice to see that we've got a new pup inside the den. So let's follow his life and try to get as much footage as we can of him or of her. And yeah. Mark will be on drive tomorrow morning, and Becky will be behind the camera, and I'll be driving. I'll be in FC, forwarding your questions. And I hope you enjoyed the drive this afternoon. It was quite quiet, but quite a nice ending, quite a nice surprise. I mean, I didn't know there was a new pup in the den, so it's very nice. Maybe that's what my feeling was all about this afternoon. I was saying I have a good feeling. Well, maybe that's the thing, that's the one. It's a very nice surprise for all of us to find a new baby. Difficult to live. Oh, she's taking him, you see, up. Go home, go to bed, she says. Yeah. And also I don't want to put the light too much on him, especially he's quite young, so we could stay longer, but it's such a tiny baby, it's not really nice. Put the light. Keep the light for a long period of time when they're that young. So anyway, my name is Sebastian, and Becky was behind the camera. Mark back in final control. Got beautiful sky again above my head tonight. I hope you enjoyed the drive, and I will see you myself. I will see you the day after tomorrow. But Mark will be driving tomorrow morning for you, 6:30 Central African time. And I wish you all a good evening. Thank you for your questions. Have a great evening or a great day, depending on where you are in the world, and I'll speak to you later. Bye for now.
Good evening, everybody. With a bit of an echo again. Echo. Switch that off. Gosh. Okay. Lovely drive. Good evening, everybody. With a bit of an echo again. Echo. Switch that off. Gosh. Okay. Lovely drive. And a new little one at the den. Quite amazing. It's only a few weeks old, couple of weeks old. Thank you very much for joining Seb and Becky on the drive this afternoon. My name is Mark. I'm being in final control. It's been a lovely warm day, a little hint of spring coming along. Let's hope we're going to have some nice warm weather in the next few days. We did have a northerly wind yesterday, which is an indicator that weather was changing. Yes, just very special greetings to Heather in Alaska, who's actually in Seattle at the moment, but we're all rooting for Heather for tomorrow. I'll be on drive 6:30 Central African time, and I will see you from the Gunda in the morning. Goodbye, everybody.